What's going on, guys? This is Tyler, and today I am bringing you part 1 of What If Vegeta was the first Super Saiyan God. I've been wanting to do this what if for quite a while, and now is the time I figured, well, why not do this, since all the other Dragon Ball what ifs you guys really have not been rocking with. Now for this what if, of course, there is a like goal, and this like goal is going to be 800 likes, and part 2 will be in the near future. Now the reason why I decided to bump up this like goal a little bit is because, well, this what if is taking part in Dragon Ball Super, so there's probably not going to be as many parts as you probably think. So with that being said, let's get into part 1 of What If Vegeta was the first Super Saiyan God.
Hey, collecting rings like a Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so got 'em on a diet. Yeah, flex like I'm Hogan. Yobi's coming over. Yeah, we respect.
We start our story off with our 5 Saiyans in Pan holding hands, and as this happens, instead of a red energy emitting from Goku, it's a red energy emitting from Vegeta. At this point, the red aura would then get bigger and bigger until a red flash then appears, and once the flash dwindles away, we would see Vegeta in a red aura with red hair, and he looks like he's actually lost a couple of pounds. It appears Vegeta is in the Super Saiyan God state. At that point, Vegeta would then launch one punch at Beerus, which Beerus in reaction to this would block, causing a shockwave. Vegeta is just dumbfounded at the power that he now has after just one little ritual. Like with Beerus versus Goku, Vegeta and Beerus' battle would escalate into the sky, and Vegeta would tell Beerus that he is kind of ashamed that he couldn't unlock and try and get this power on his own, but rather he needed the help of 5 other Saiyans, and he doesn't like that at all. Now eventually, as Vegeta and Beerus are fighting, they would manage to find themselves in a cave, and Vegeta's god power would run out. Now during this point, Beerus would actually take the winning side of the battle by using a bunch of blasts at Vegeta and overwhelming him, and eventually Beerus would then fly out of the cave, while as Vegeta he would actually be consumed by the rubble, until he starts thinking about the one person that he truly does love and wants to protect, Bulma. Remember, Vegeta did witness Bulma getting slapped, and this is his time to actually avenge her instead of being humiliated in front of everyone. Vegeta, as he seemingly meets his inevitable death by being crushed by the rubble, Vegeta would use all of his energy to then scream out, "That's my power!" As this happens, Vegeta would then power up into his Super Saiyan state, and at this point Vegeta would fly through the rubble, overpowering it, and then meeting with Beerus. At that point, Vegeta and Beerus would clash with each other, and Piccolo would point out how Vegeta isn't even in his Super Saiyan God state, but rather a mere Super Saiyan, and he's still being able to keep up with Beerus. At this point, Vegeta and Beerus' battle would then take place in the sky, as it would escalate to that point, and Vegeta, in a brief moment of desperation and trying to defeat Beerus, and not only just do that, but also protect his people, would power up into his Super Saiyan God and fire off the largest Gallic gun he's ever done in his life. And at that point, the smoke would clear. He would then see Beerus stand still, and he would then say, "I fought my hardest. Well done, Beerus." He would then collapse to his base form, and as his body would get ready to fly through space, Beerus would catch Vegeta, and he would then say, "Well done, Saiyan. I'm surprised. You did better than expected." Beerus and an unconscious Vegeta would finally land back on Earth, and instead of Beerus destroying the Earth, he actually spares it, and the reason why is because of the delicious foods and the satisfying battle he had with Vegeta. Anyways, when Vegeta wakes up before Whis and Beerus are about to take off, Vegeta would actually ask Whis if he can join them in actually training to tap into this god power even further and maximize it to its limit. Whis wouldn't actually mind this, as he does want to see the full potential of a Saiyan being unlocked, and as they're on this conversation, Goku would actually overhear them, and he would then ask if he can actually tag along during this training. Vegeta would tell Kakarot to bug off, but Whis would then say it's actually pretty good that 2 other Saiyans that want to actually train in the arts of the gods. So Whis actually decides to take in Vegeta and Goku, and so he begins to train them. A couple months would pass, and we would see Goku and Vegeta in their base form sparring with each other. They're actually scrapping and going blow for blow, until Goku then pulls out his Super Saiyan God form. Yes, it is revealed to the audience that he has actually obtained the God form throughout his time of training with Whis. Now, as Goku is actually in his God state, Vegeta then activates his God state, and now they're both fighting in their Super Saiyan God form. Now, at this point in the story, they're not actually getting ready to go through Blue yet. They're not even close to trying to obtain Blue, and rather they're just trying their best to master their God forms as much as possible, since this power is very useful. Now, when Vegeta and Goku are actually sparring, they would be interrupted by Whis, and Whis would then tell the two to actually come at Whis with everything that they've got. The two of them would try and work together in unison in their God states, and while they're actually combating Whis, Vegeta and Goku aren't doing that bad with each other. Wow, it's almost like they can actually work together, like established in Z, but then retconned in Super. I mean, what's going on here? Anyways, we would see Goku and Vegeta actually doing not that bad against Whis, but then Whis taps into a little bit more of his suppressed state, and he just bops Vegeta and Goku. He tells the two of them that they still have a lot to learn and they just need to keep on training. Now, during Vegeta and Goku's training, I will say instead of learning to discover Super Saiyan Blue and forget about Super Saiyan God, the two of them are just trying to master Super Saiyan God the best they can. Now, a couple months would then pass and we would see Sorbet and his goons get the Dragon Balls to then revive Frieza, and Frieza would then train for 4 months in hopes of achieving new power to defeat Goku once and for all. Now, like in canon, Vegeta and Goku would be going through trials and basically absorbing God Ki, but remember, in this timeline I'm saying Vegeta and Goku are not going to obtain Super Saiyan Blue just yet. It was a little bit rushed in my opinion, and I'm actually going to take the time and care to actually make Super Saiyan Blue kind of cool. Now, we would get Goku and Vegeta actually getting glimpses of this power that is Super Saiyan Blue, but they don't actually obtain it yet. The last we see of them training is both of them punching each other in their God form, and then a blue flash of light appears before them as they clash. They would be shocked, and we would then cut to Frieza arriving on Earth, and this part of the story kind of happens as per normal, with Gohan trying to power up and look like a whole sissy, and then Vegeta and Goku would then arrive on the battlefield. Goku, like in canon, would actually combat Frieza, but in this timeline, I'm going to say rather than revealing Blue, because as I stated previously, he doesn't have access to that form yet, he reveals his Super Saiyan God power. The Z Fighters are astonished that Goku has managed to obtain the same power that Vegeta tapped into not too long ago, and Frieza, in reaction to this, would go golden, and we would then see Goku and Frieza fight. Now, in the end, Goku is actually attempting to, rather than overpower Frieza, is actually trying to attempt to wear Frieza down, but Frieza's raw power in his golden state outclasses the Saiyan massively, and he is quickly defeated. At this point, Vegeta then arrives onto the battlefield, and he would then reveal his Super Saiyan God form. And Vegeta's power in Whis' eyes is slightly more potent than Goku's. It appears that Goku and Vegeta, when they were fighting in their spar, Vegeta actually held back a little bit of power, so this Vegeta is actually slightly stronger than Goku. Frieza would be losing stamina at around this point, and this would allow God Vegeta to get the advantage on Golden Frieza, swiftly taking him down, and now, instead of Vegeta ready to throw the Ki Blast like a dunce, which allows Frieza to destroy the Earth, I'm going to say Vegeta is actually going to have a little bit of dialogue exchange with Frieza here. He would tell him about his god power he obtained with fighting Beerus, and he is glad that he can put it into good use to kill trash like Frieza. Frieza, instead of having a baby rage fit, would actually just smile. "You have no idea what he's done to you, Vegeta." Vegeta would be confused. Who's he, and what has he done? Frieza would then laugh out loud and would then tell Vegeta about what truly happened. "You really think you're doing justice for the Saiyan race by killing me? Oh no, Vegeta. You don't even know about who ordered me to do that." Beerus and the others can't hear this at the moment since they're far away, and this allows Frieza to then tell Vegeta who told them to destroy planet Vegeta. It was Lord Beerus. Vegeta would then take a few steps back, and he would then question Frieza if this is true. Frieza would then confirm it and then try to manipulate Vegeta in joining with him, and he and Frieza together can try and kill Lord Beerus. Vegeta just ignore this, and without a single word said, Vegeta lifts his hands up. He would then shoot a red Big Bang attack, atomizing Frieza. At that point, Vegeta would revert into his base form and would then collapse, not from the draining battle, but rather from the news he received. At that point, the Z Fighters, along with Beerus and Whis, fly up to him. "I can't try anything. If I try and let my rage get to me, he'll slap me in half without breaking a sweat. I have to calm down." Vegeta, on the brink of snapping, manages to chill himself out for a brief amount of time, and he would then say to Beerus and Whis how he has had plenty of time with training and not too much with his family, so he's actually going to take a semi-break from the God training, but he does promise to keep it up, and Beerus and Whis are fine with this, and Goku actually wants to do a little bit of more training, so Goku actually goes back with Beerus and Whis after, but he does take a little bit of time, like 2 days, to try and spend with his family before then going off to train. Now, as Vegeta and Goku are hanging out with their family, Vegeta tries to hang out with Bulma and Trunks, but he still can't get the information that Frieza told him out of his head. He's really just questioning why Lord Beerus would do this, and what's his next step of action, because he knows Beerus is far above him. What is he going to try and do? At that point, Vegeta would then try and be excused, and he would then tell his family that he has a lot of unanswered questions, so he's going to take a lot of time to go and answer those questions himself. At that point, the last thing we would see of Vegeta is him flying up to the lookout, and then entering the time chamber, in hopes of trying to find some answers. At that point, we would then conclude part 1 of What If Vegeta was the first Super Saiyan God.
Video was kind of weak, but
Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you are new. That way you're notified and updated every time I upload. And be sure to actually go follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Tyler, and I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out. Bye.